As we move forward in this really odd time in human history, and I say odd lightly because it's just crazy, man. It's just totally crazy. You eat a salad and, instead of at the end of the salad, you're full. You're now fully vaccinated. It's bizarro beyond the bizarro land. Welcome to Andrea Beaman Speaks Out. This is where you get access to uncensored, holistic, and alternative healing wisdom to support your body, mind, and spirit, and help you live a happier and more vibrant life while you're living on planet Earth in a perfectly designed human body. And you get it all without any bullcrap or nonsense. Let's dive into today's episode. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another fabulous episode of Andrea Speaks Out. I got a lot to speak out about today, every day, actually. But today, we're going to be talking about food. And I know that food is a gigantic subject. So I'm not going to be talking about diets or anything like that, but I'm going to be talking about the quality of your food and why it is imperative to the health of your body, mind, and spirit to know your food, where it comes from, and who's growing it. Get ready for this. I just read an article. UC Riverside team studies ways to put mRNA vaccines in salads. You heard that right. A team at the University of California, Riverside is working on a method to deliver mRNA vaccines through vegetables. The CDC states on its website that such technology may minimize the number of shots needed for protection against common vaccine-preventable diseases. Okay, so if your jaw has hit the floor, just pick it right back up again. It's okay. You're going to get more and more of the crazy as we keep moving forward. More and more crazies coming at you. Get ready for like you thought you were afraid of GMO foods before. This is like genetically modified to the 100th level. Your food is now going to be a vaccine. But let me continue. Scientists are studying whether they can turn edible plants like lettuce into mRNA vaccine factories. Messenger RNA or mRNA technology used in COVID-19 vaccines works by teaching our cells to recognize and prevent us against infectious diseases. One of the challenges with this new technology is that it must keep cold to maintain stability during transport and storage. If this new project is successful, plant-based mRNA vaccines, which can be eaten, could overcome this challenge with the ability to be stored at room temperature. The project's goals, made possible by a $500,000 grant from the National Science Foundation, are threefold. One, showing DNA containing the mRNA vaccines can be successfully delivered into the part of the plant cell where it will replicate, demonstrating the plants can produce enough mRNA to rival a traditional shot. And finally, determining the right dosage. Ideally, a single plant would produce enough mRNA to vaccinate a single person. We are testing this approach with spinach and lettuce and have long-term goals of people growing it in their own gardens. So I could think of like so many better things to do with $500,000, but this is what they want to do with the money. As we move forward in this really odd time in human history, and I say odd lightly because it's just crazy, man. It's just totally crazy. You eat a salad and, instead of at the end of the salad, you're full. You're now fully vaccinated. It's bizarro beyond the bizarro land. We don't know what the repercussions of this is going to be. We don't know what's going to happen. Like we know, for those of you that are hip to it already, we already know what happened with genetically modified plants, right? And the genetically modified seeds that were blowing over into the organic farms, right? And then Monsanto said, oh yeah, we own the patent to that seed. Now we own your whole crop because your crop is now mixed with our crop and we own the patent to that. So, so now you have these experiments that are going on, genetically modifying a plant to hold a vaccine. So when you eat it, you're becoming the vaccine. So let me explain that just a little bit deeper. Everything that we eat and drink is broken down into smaller nutrients and molecules, and it's absorbed by us on a very deep level. And literally, our food becomes our blood, becomes our organs, right? Because our blood is feeding all of our organs, becomes our skin, becomes our hair, becomes our nails. Our food literally becomes our body, right? We are walking, talking, breathing food. That's what you are. You are a compilation of everything that you've eaten in your entire life. So if you don't eat anything, you'll die of starvation, right? Your body will not grow. You won't have the nutrients and the energy and the substance that you need to grow a physical body to live here on the planet. So now they're playing around with vegetables and or giving a grant for people to play around with vegetables to make salads the new vaccines. So, like, but when my mind, like it explodes every time that I read something that I think is incredulous and right out of a science fiction movie, I get like a little brain explosion, and it just keeps blowing up all over the place. And I'm like, is this real life? Sometimes that's how I feel when I'm in the world and I'm looking at like the newspaper and the articles that are coming out. I'm like, is this real life? Yes, it's real life. So because this is real life and this is really happening right now in the world on planet Earth, here's what I want you to do for the sake of your health and your wellness, for mind, body, and spirit moving forward through this crisis that we're going through right now. So you have to be very clear of where your food is coming from, who is growing your food, and how they are growing it. This is what I want you to be so clear on. For the past 25 years, I've been shouting it from the rooftops to eat clean, eat organic, eat naturally raised, right? Go local, go seasonal, get to know your local farmers. But I'm begging you now, like this is me begging you, please, now more than ever, please get to know your local farmers. Get to know how they're growing their food, what the food is, what they're putting on their food, if they're using natural seeds, if they're using genetically modified seeds or organs or not organs. Like in my mind, I'm thinking that like carrots are going to start to turn into like people. Right? You're going to just, one day you're just going to wake up, you're going to be walking down the street and you're going to see like lettuce and carrots and cabbages just walking down the street, right? They just, because we're manipulating their DNA as well with the mRNA. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Don't get me started. All these visions just keep popping into my head because anything is a possibility, where we're at in the world right now, anything is a possibility. So I want you to get to know your local farmers. I'm going to give you an example. I've been a part of a CSA, a community supported agriculture, for over 20 years. I know my farmer and her family, and I know how they're growing the food. I've been up to the farm many times. I've been in the fields with them. Wonderful people. They really care about the products that they're creating and growing. Hands in the dirt, no chemicals, no pesticides, no genetically modified organisms in their plants, right? So I know that my farmers have integrity. They're using great quality ingredients. They're really putting their heart and their soul into their growing of the food and what they're bringing to the people, right? Not only do I know the food, but I've also saved money. So many people say to me, Andrea, I can't, like to eat healthfully. I can't afford that. It's not in my budget. And I'm gonna break it down for you. I wrote it down. So a CSA, by the way, for those of you that don't know, is a community supported agriculture. It's where I give the farmer and her people money. They grow the crops, they harvest the crops, and they bring the crops to me, right? I pick it up a couple blocks away from my house in New York City. That's what a community-supported agriculture is. I cut out the middleman entirely, right? I cut out everybody except it's me and the farmer, right? Also the driver that's bringing the food to New York. I laid it out for you. So I'm going to go through the financial aspect of eating locally, seasonally, according to a community-supported agriculture, and why this will benefit you, your health, as well as financially. My vegetable share is $595. My fruit share is $275, and my mushroom share is $150. So let me grab my little calculator. Let's put that all in, 595, 270, 150. That equals $1,015. Now, it's 24 weeks of produce. So I'm going to divide my number by 24. That comes out to $42 a week. Like, I could go right now to the Whole Foods market down the block, and I could certainly buy 3 bags of food, right? I could buy 3 bags of food, and I could leave that Whole Foods market, and it's $300 for one shopping excursion. And I'm not anti-Whole Foods, but I'm telling you guys, if you want to save money and save your health, get to know your farmers, because these are the people that are supplying your food. Unless you're lucky enough to have your own yard, your own back, then grow your own food. Get your hands in the dirt, get your hands in the soil. It's nourishing to the nervous system. But me, I live in New York City, and I know there are people all over the world that live in cities that don't have access to growing their own food. So we're at the mercy of what's in the supermarket unless you connect with your local farmers. For mine, right, 24 weeks, $1,000, it comes out to $42 a week. So I'm saving money, I'm supporting my microbiome, and I'm saving my health. And I won't have to worry about getting any vaccine foods, because I know how they're growing the produce. Now, I'm not saying that the vaccine foods are in the market now. They're not. They're just doing testing now. They're studying how they can do this, how they can potentially do this. So I want you to be prepared now. How do you find a CSA near you? How do you find food near you? Localharvest.org. Put in your zip code. In America specifically. And for those of you that live in other countries, get to know your local farmers. There are ways to get to know your local farmers. Find them, because you're going to need them as we move forward in this challenging time for the human race. Get to know your food and who is growing your food. And if you have any questions, connect with me. Go to www.andreabeaman.com. There's also a ton of recipes there when you do get your food, right? You're going to be like, what do I do with this stuff? It came to me from the farm. What do I do with it? There's a ton of recipes on my website. They're all free. Just go and get them. Oh, also this book here. For those of you that like to read, this teaches you how to, this is Health is Wealth by my favorite author, Andrea Beaman. I love her. So that book teaches you how to find a CSA, why it's important to eat locally and seasonally, how it supports your bone structure, and we could do a whole thing on bones as well. It supports all of your whole body. It supports your whole body. So I want you to start doing it at least 24 weeks out of the year. And then I'll show you what to do with the other 30 weeks, right? Or whatever we got in a year, 52. I'm not good with math. You saw me. For those of you that have video, you saw me on my thing. I have to add everything up. That's what I have for you today. Be conscious of what your food is, because it's becoming your body on a deeper level. It's literally becoming you, okay? So be conscious of your food. Make sure that it's delicious. Try to get it locally and seasonally grown from your local farmer, and do the best that you can. And I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody. Big thanks and a whole lot of love for tuning in today. All we have in life is time, and I am honored that you spent your time with me. If you are inspired and want to learn more, head on over to www.andreabeaman.com and sign up to receive updates about reclaiming your health and your happiness in the most delicious and easy ways.